What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse, the Joker from The Dark Knight Returns. And so here we have the Joker pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories really fast. The Joker does come with two different left hands. We do get a left fist. Then we do get a left style pose hand. The Joker also does come with a very rubbery knife, which is a pain to put in the right hand, but it does fit. Then he does come with a Mcfarlane display stand. And then of course he does come with the head and the saddle to the horse Build-A-Figure, which we'll have a better look at when it's all put together. Now unfortunately that's all the Joker comes with. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at the Joker. And so here we have the closer look of the Joker, and I'm gonna say this, not the best head sculpt that we've seen on the Dark Knight Returns Joker from any figure. If anything, I think this is one of the worst interpretations of the Dark Knight Returns Joker, and there's a lot going on that I'm not a fan of. It does appear the way Mcfarlane went about sculpting this figure is that they just took a human proportioned head and gave it Joker characteristics, and then they just put on a nice hairstyle. That's really not what the Joker looked like in The Dark Knight Returns. You still have that Joker profile where he should have a very square jaw, sharp features, and then a bigger chin. The nose is about right, and if you were to look at the figure like this, that would be right if the hair was a little more crazier, but the jawline is absolutely wrong on this figure. The jawline should actually stretch down, and we don't see that with this figure. So yeah, not my favorite head sculpt. I mean, even the Mattel figure did a much better job at capturing the look of the Joker. It's not a bad Joker head sculpt, it's just not right for The Dark Knight Returns, and yeah, the proportions on it don't really work for this figure. Now, like I said, it is a good look for the Joker, just not the Joker they intended. And then we do have his hair, which, like I said, it's a nice hair sculpt, but it's a little bit too nice for the Joker. We should have a little more flaring at the hair to just give it an overall crazier look, but we don't see that with this figure, so yeah, gotta take points away from there. Having a look at the rest of the figure, I do like the fact that Mcfarlane was able to texture his jacket. There was one scene in The Dark Knight Returns where you could obviously tell he had texturing on his jacket, and Mcfarlane has done a pretty good job of replicating that here on this suit. It's done very nicely. I like the sculpt work on it. It's a very nice jacket, and it looks very nice. And one thing I do like is that we do have the cuffs poking out through the sleeves, so that's a really nice little detail. I'm not a fan of the color that they went with. They went with an absolutely stark white. The Joker did not wear a completely white suit. If anything, it should be more of this color. The color that they use for his pants should also be the same color as his jacket here, and unfortunately we don't get that. So again, it's not supposed to be a white jacket. It's supposed to be more of this I want to say gray jacket, but yeah, again, we don't see that. It's just a very stark white, and though the sculpt is very good, again, not what we wanted to see in this Joker. It should be gray, not white. Another thing that looks nice but is the wrong color is the undershirt that he is wearing. It's a very nice sculpted shirt. The tie, I think it should be tucked in because the Joker really didn't go crazy at this point in the graphic novel, and even if he did, the tie should still be tucked in. The shirt is the completely wrong color. I get that it's a Joker and you wanted to throw purple in there, but it should be more along the lines of a bluish indigo color, not just a stark purple. And yeah, that is pretty obvious here. And in his shoes, the shoe should also be the same color as his shirt here, but instead we get purple shirt and purple shoes, which again, I would much rather have it be comic book accurate than McFarlaneized, especially because it's one of my favorite graphic novels, and we don't see the art style here in this figure. Now, one thing I do gotta commend them is they did a pretty good job of capturing the look of his proportions. I think this does work. His legs could be a little bit thinner, but they still work, and it still works for what it is. And like I said, his shoes, though accurate, in style, not accurate in color. They should be more of a bluish indigo. Same with his shirt. So yeah, even though they look nice in terms of sculpt and detail, they are the wrong color. So overall, not a fan of how this figure ended up. It's a very loose take on the Dark Knight Returns Joker, and I'm not a fan of that. I would have much rather preferred a more accurate look at the figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get the Joker compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have the Joker posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have the Joker posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have the Joker posed next to a Lightning Collection White Range and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we do have the Mcfarlane Dark Knight Returns Joker posed next to the Mattel Dark Knight Returns Joker and the Mafex Dark Knight Returns Joker. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at the Joker's articulation. Now, he does have a double ball joint in the head, which does allow him to look very far up. He gets into this really menacing laugh, so that does look really nice with this figure. Doesn't look all the way down, unfortunately, because his chin kind of does get in the way, but he does get some really nice head tilt, and I do like that. He does swivel at the neck as well, so pretty good range here at the head. Arms are on ball joints, so they do pivot forward and back just ever so slightly and pivot up and down. Again, ever so slightly, but they do go out to the side to about right there, so that does look really good. They do swivel all the way around, not at all hindered by the jacket because it is a softer piece. Just as I thought, we don't get a bicep swivel with this figure, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but we do get double bend at the elbow going up to about that far, and they did texture at least one part of the elbow here. They did leave it smooth. Right here they did texture it, so that is something. Then he does have a ball hinge here at the wrist, which does have in and out movement, as you can see works fine. Rotates up and down, looking really good, and then rotates on that pin. I believe we have a ball joint here at his waist. He doesn't have a mid-torso cut, but he does have a really nice ball joint here in the waist. It does move forward and back pretty good, but again, the jacket will hinder it. But it does go back about there, forward to about there, pivots to the side as well as rotates. Then we do have legs that do kick forward to about right there. They kick back to about right there. Out to the side, respectable. It's better than some Spider-Man figures. We do have rotation here at the thigh. Only a single bend here at the knee, and it's really tight, and we only get 90 degrees out of that. So unfortunately, he is a little bit hindered, and no, there is no swivel here. I think the connection in here is a keyed connection because this does not rotate. We do have a ball joint here at the foot, so that does provide a hinge going forward and back. It does rotate. We have a forward-facing pin for rocker ankle, although mine is really stiff on the rocker ankle, but pretty loose right here on the hinge. Then we do get a toe hinge. So overall, the Joker here has some pretty good articulation. Not the best we've seen, but it could have been much worse. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get the Joker pose for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so finally, here we do have the Mcfarlane Taurus DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Joker pose for my final thoughts. And overall, this is an okay figure. It is not very accurate to the source material. I really wanted to like this figure, seeing as how The Dark Knight Returns is one of my favorite graphic novels, but there's a lot of things that this figure did wrong. Now, I will give him credit in terms of the detailing. Not too many companies have given us a detailed Joker jacket, especially for The Dark Knight Returns, so I do gotta give him credit for that. But the scene that this Joker wore, the textured suit, is still wrong. He had a pair of gray pants and a purple shirt. Now, if they were going for that scene, I would say that that's okay, but this Joker is obviously toward the end of the Joker's run where he encounters Batman, so it is inaccurate to the scene that they're going for. And I'm not a fan of the knife. I think the knife is one of my biggest pet peeves with this, because they made the knife out of a very, and I mean absolutely soft, rubbery plastic, and then his hand is one of the hardest materials I have ever dealt with. So trying to get the hand to hold the knife is very difficult. You do have to heat up the hand and hopefully stretch the fingers out just enough to get this knife in, but even then the knife handle can still shift on you because it's such a soft plastic. I have no idea why Mcfarlane went the route that they did with this figure, but yeah, a lot of things could have been done better, especially in terms of head sculpt, paint apps, and detail. I kind of wish that WB would allow firearms so this Joker can have a gun. But yeah, overall, a little bit disappointed by this figure, and it's a sign of things to come. If this is the quality for the Dark Knight Returns that Mcfarlane is putting out, there's a incredibly highly good chance that I will not like this line, but we'll see that as we review other figures. Now, Joker here will run you about $25 because he is part of the Horse Build-A-Figure series, and I am looking forward to completing the horse. We really don't get too many horses in figure form that are articulated, so I'll be having a really nice look at that. But yeah, this Joker, I would say pick him up if you're a fan of the Joker, but not if you're a fan of the Dark Knight Returns, mainly because it's not 100% accurate to the source material, and there's things about it that I'm not a fan of. Though I do like the head sculpt as a Joker head sculpt, it's not the Dark Knight Returns Joker, unfortunately. So with that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Mcfarlane DC Multiverse reviews. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure pictures and videos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.